Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're watching D&I put together a rock train in the Madison subdivision staging area. We're going to do a ballast car roundup today. We're going to review the ballast cars that are on my layout, and specifically the Bowser, the newest release or newer release of Bowser ballast cars based on old cars that were converted from covered hopper cars. I've got 3 cars in my roster here. I've got a brand new DM&E car that I'm going to show you unboxing, and then I've got 2 BN cars. We're going to go through the ins and outs of owning these cars and a little bit about some ballast cars in HO scale of other manufacturers. We're watching D&I Railroad numbers 3030, 3031, and 3029 put together a train out of the Madison subdivision staging area on my Black Hills and Eastern Railroad. So before we get started with this review, I just wanted to touch on the other ballast cars that are available on the HO scale market. This is by far not the only HO scale ballast cars that have ever been offered. So we got the Bowsers, these 3 in front here, the 2 BN cars and the DM&E car that I've got. These have been offered in several other road names. And then of course the Walthers cars back here that I have in my possession. Those have been done in several names, BNSF and BN, and I have also a several of the CN cars actually as well. And then the ones in the middle here are aftermarket. These are actually MDC Roundhouse tooling, the covered hopper car, which I added or purchased from Circus City Decals. Matt Welke is doing actually the 3D printed the parts for the ends and then the ballast doors, which you add on to the car. So I cut down the hopper bottoms on these and added the detail parts from Matt, and those worked out great. That car looks nice in a train, and it seems to run well with a little added weight. But anyway, we'll get started on the Bowser review here. And in the interest of full disclosure, these ballast cars that I'm showing are all from my personal collection. I was not sent these. This is not a paid review, anything like that. I purchased the new Bowser cars from Donovan's Hobby and Scuba in Sioux Falls. So we'll go ahead and get started. The Bowser freight car is much what you'd expect for HO scale freight car packaging. The plastic blister inside of the paper box, and then a piece of plastic actually over the car wrapped inside. So what you get is obviously the car. We'll set the packaging to the side, and I notice there's no paperwork or anything that goes with this. So what you get is a molded in load. We'll talk about that later. You get metal wheels. You see the shine needs to be knocked down a little bit. It comes with these chrome plated mags. That's nice, but I don't prefer that option, so we'll probably get those painted. Hope that glare doesn't get you in the eye too much there. And also, I believe these are actual KD couplers that ship with this car. See that in the camera lens here. That is actually a metal spring holding that knuckle closed. Kudos to Bowser for that. That's not common among the industry, but KD couplers is what's going to go on most of my cars anyway, or all of my cars, if I can help it. So that's really where we're going. So really appreciate that nice feature. The end platforms are not the finest detail I've ever seen, but they are pretty fine for plastic. For what I'm going to use this car for, this is going to be definitely an operator. It's perfect. Pretty fine detail. There's some lift rings there and the high brake wheel. Get a kind of a visual on that in the better light here. And of course the ballast doors on the bottom. So these cars would typically be in maintenance away service. In fact, This particular car, lettered for Dakota, Minnesota and Eastern Railroad, which I will be modeling here on the Black Hills and Eastern, is, I don't know if you can see that there, there's an MW lettering that typically stands for maintenance away, maintenance away service, and typically does not ever leave home rails. Not to say that it wouldn't, but here it may on the Black Hills and Eastern Railroad a few times. The one complaint that I do have about these cars, and this is common to the BN car, this is a car from the first run. I have not yet identified a way to get the load out of the car. If you wanted to represent an empty car, I have not figured out, and I guess I haven't spent a lot of time researching, but it would seem like a good idea to be able to remove that load. This car is a little bit on the light side. We'll test the weight, or it seems like it's on the light side. So maybe they're covering up some weight or something or the other in there. I don't know how this would do without the load, but would like to have that option as far as being an operator. Would like to represent an empty car at some points if I could. And I made some maybe less than valiant attempts to get rid of that, or to remove that load. And I decided I didn't want to destroy the car in the process of trying to get the load out of there, which I'm not sure whether it's glued in or what's going on. But so anyway, we'll take it on the scale and check the coupler height, and then get to some run-bys again. So the coupler height matches pretty closely on the DM&E car. And it looks like it's a shade low on the B end on the BN car. We'll try the other BN car and see if that's the same or not. And it kind of appears to be maybe not quite as dramatically low on the B end on the other BN car, but it is a little low. So we'll go ahead and weigh the DM&E car. We get right at 2.9 ounces for that car. And 2.8 for the BN car. Not sure what the difference is. I did notice that the wheels, the finish on the wheels are slightly different, or slightly duller on the BN cars. That could be some of the difference there. And we get 2.8 on the other BN car. So I just reminded myself of the recommended practices on freight car weight from NMRA. For HO scale, the recommendation is 1 ounce plus half an ounce for every length of body length of the car. So this car is approximately 5 inches long. So we should get to about 3.5 ounces. So we're at 2.8 here. We're a little underweight, but this car is also a little under length as well. With the metal wheels on there, I don't expect any trouble. Yes, it's underweight, but I don't think it'll be any problem. This is by far not a comprehensive study in HO scale ballast cars. I did leave out one of note for sure, the Atlas Heart ballast car, which is an offset style car, which might be a little bit old for my era, I'm not sure. But anyway, I don't have any of those on my roster. Would like to get a couple of them maybe, if I could ever get my hands on them for a reasonable price. But anyway, these new Bowser ballast cars are a nice addition. That DM&E car, I do have some other DM&E equipment that I'll be showing you with time here, and DM&E will have a role to play here on the Black Hills and Eastern Railroad. For now, we're representing, this is interchange from Del Rapids being loaded. I know that's the wrong color material in the car, but such is life. As Burr Stewart likes to say, this is reality model railroading. So at some point we'll get that load out of there, or figure out how to color that load, or figure out how to conceal it for an empty. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you like the content here, go ahead and click that like button, subscribe for more, and hopefully, if I'm lucky, I'll see you in the next one.